Man, he ain't on talking about it's your partner, man. Who? He ain't on talking about it's your partner, man. Who? He ain't on talking about it's your partner, man. Who? He ain't on talking about what's good with the people, man. How is y'all doing on this sucker surveillance? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, how is y'all doing on this sucker surveillance Saturday, man? You say sucker surveillance, what you talking about, bro? I'm gonna get into it. But before I do that, man, what's good people like hee ha ha, Ken in the pen, man. All my folks incarcerated, all my folks who ain't, man. Everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on top of that thing. Keep that head up, keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we gonna get through it to get to it, man. You feel me? Also, make sure you get that stick up in stores now. Funka Diatron. You know what I'm talking about? You can come get them from me, but if you can't do nothing else, you can go to Amazon, man. You know what I'm talking about? Make sure you copy your hardback. But y'all already know my just my shout outs, man. I don't promote nothing. I don't promote no drug usage. I don't promote no alcohol consumption. I don't promote no drug sellage. I don't promote nothing. You get what I'm saying? I'm not prejudiced. I don't got nothing against the sexually different. I ain't got nothing against the little people. Man, I ain't got nothing against nobody. You know what I'm talking about, man? I love everybody, man. I don't promote no negativity. All I promote is y'all go ahead, do what you're gonna do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you find the right thing to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen, because we just don't know how much of it we got. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man. Caramel Ribbon Crunch Frap. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, y'all feel me, man? You say, sucker surveillance. What you talking about, bro? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, this, that right there. You say sucker surveillance, bro? Yeah, just that right there, man. Sucker surveillance is what we up under in these days, this society. Like say, bro, can you elaborate? Why, certainly. You know what I'm talking about, man? Shout out to all the bitches who ain't scary but still running from that dick. Here it come. God damn, man. What's good with the people, man? I don't think there's gonna be no long video. You feel me? Bro, still got some running around and shit to do. But yeah, man, sucker surveillance. I say, bro, what you talking about? Just in today's world, man, today's society, period, man. You know, we basically be up under that sucker surveillance, bro. Cause if you want to keep it real, bro, I don't want to say the suckers run the world. They run that computer world. But you know what I'm talking about? It's in the suckers' favor right now, man. So, sucker surveillance is just that right there. Because with sucker surveillance also comes suckers scrutiny. So you got all these suckers overseeing what's going on right now. And that's how we getting all these conversations. You get what I'm saying? Because we got the suckers overseeing everything, man. So say you do some real shit. You know what I'm talking about? Or I ain't gonna even say no real shit, but you do some shit that was you know what I'm talking about, according to your motherfucking guidelines by the way you live. See, up under the sucker surveillance, like say you got knocked with the, I don't know, the cartel or something, but you didn't tell, you just went on and took your time. See, while you up under sucker surveillance, they gonna ridicule you for that. You know what I'm talking about? They gonna ridicule you for being solid and sticking to your motherfucking code. You get what I'm saying? That you was given. They gonna make it seem like you was stupid, you dumb, and this is the shit we do now since we been under sucker surveillance. You get what I'm saying? See, cause we run around here and we act like everybody just got the right to do what they want to, but that could be furthest from the truth on the sucker surveillance shit. You know what I'm talking about? That's furthest from the truth, man. You can't do what you want to do. You got to do what everybody wants you to do. You got to do what falls up under popular opinion of everybody else. And that's how we got the sucker surveillance. You get what I'm saying? Because they out there watching. You know what I'm talking about? The suckers, that's all they do. They just sit around and they watch the world. You get what I'm saying? And by them watching the world, then you get the suckers scrutiny. You get what I'm saying? So if you somewhere, you sticking to the code, just anything, bruh. Just like when the nigga, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. When the basketball coach, the nigga who was fucking with Nia Long, sucker surveillance, right? this nigga, bruh, he the one fucking with the bitch. You get what I'm saying? This his bitch. As soon as the shit come out or whatever, man, and we up on the Sucka surveillance, what was the conversation we got? They automatically, man, they didn't put no thought into the nigga. You know what I'm talking about? They ain't put no thought into what was going on with him, what was going on in his mind. First thing they did was just start jumping on top of the nigga head, talking about how stupid could you be? That's Nia Long, nasty. You know what I'm talking about? Just from a Sucka surveillance standpoint, folks. So you got all these old nerd ass niggas that be running around lusting behind them bitches. Remind me of them niggas that used to be niggas staying up to watch that motherfucking BET Uncut. You know what I'm talking about? They ain't did nothing but play 3 videos on that motherfucker, you know what I'm talking about, that they didn't play on regular BET, man. The niggas was staying up to watch that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Just the old trick-minded ass niggas. So now they automatically just get the bitch the cushion. You get what I'm saying? Now this nigga so stupid and you can't believe he fucking Nia Long off. You know what I'm talking about? Man, they talking about that, you know what I'm talking about? They talking about the bitch like it was the Nia Long and Boys in the Hood. You know what I'm talking about? Like when the bitch still had her youth. Man, that bitch damn near 60 years old. But this is a Sucka surveillance shit. You know what I'm talking about? So now you gonna jump on the brother and just get all in their business. Tell a nigga how stupid he is and he don't know how lucky he was. How the fuck you gonna tell somebody they don't know how lucky they was, bro, when they was the one fucking with the bitch? You know what I'm talking about? Apparently the nigga got tired of the bitch. Apparently that bitch wasn't all that to that nigga. You get what I'm saying? But the Sucka surveillance, you know what we gonna do? We gonna act like Nia Long or whatever other bitch. We gonna act like that's the baddest bitch on earth. We gonna act like when they made that bitch right there, with nothing coming behind that. That was the all be all the bitches. And this is what I'm saying, Sucka surveillance. You get more motherfuckers like that, bro. Cause the Sucka surveillance, that shit ain't doing nothing but changing you niggas into the definition of that Beyonce group shit, man. You niggas out here in the beehive, you know what I'm talking about? On some real shit. That's what that Sucka surveillance will do to you. It'll have you just like that. It'll have you viewing everything like a bitch. It'll have you viewing everything like one of them niggas, one of them stylists. You know what I'm talking about? You engaged there, because I told you with Sucka surveillance comes Sucka scrutiny. That nigga out there doing I thought that nigga was finna do a donut and then drop 50. Nephew says old man, old lady. Nephew says old man, old lady. Hey, what you say, bro? Old lady. But yeah, Sucka surveillance. Way too much of that shit going on now. And that's the reason right now, right, you can't have your own life. You know what I'm talking about? That's the reason right now, just like the coach dude. This nigga was the one fucking with the bitch. But let some reports come out or somebody report something, and what the suckers do? They gonna jump straight to the bitch side. Because niggas identified as the victim and with the victim in this society. So the first thing motherfuckers did was talking about how the nigga done fucked up. And he's stupid and a dumb motherfucker and how many motherfuckers will be glad to have the bitch and all that. Man, you say shit like that when you ain't got the bitch. You know what I'm talking about? That's that type of fantasy, Sucka supervision shit. Well, not Sucka supervision, but Sucka surveillance shit. If she was only mine looking ass, you know what I'm talking about? Because we be up here living vicariously through these people that we deem famous and shit. That's why we keep our eye glued on their life. That's why the shit they going through means more than the shit we actually going through in life. Sucka surveillance, folks. And once again, with Sucka surveillance comes Sucka scrutiny. So now when you standing on, you know what I'm talking about, the pamphlet you got, you know what I'm talking about, the manuscript you got, when you standing on that one, the Sucka surveillance gonna come in and they gonna add they nerd ass 2 cents to it. And even though you sticking to the manual and the playbook that you got, they somehow gonna make that not what's it. Because we under Sucka surveillance. I ain't gonna say watch out, but like you just gotta understand them niggas have a different ideology than the type of niggas, bro, where like nigga you could be walking with your daughter or your son or something, bro. A nigga come up and kick your baby hella hard. These is the type of niggas that won't react. You get what I'm saying? These is the type of nigga when they could watch you kick they child, bro, and call the police. They just gonna wait there and go, what would you kick a child for, and call the police and shit. Like, it ain't in them to react on some shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't just in them to react on some shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? They're unable to get that mad. You get what I'm saying? So they gotta they got one of them we gonna solve everything with the police. They got one of them mentalities. We gonna handle everything that they said was the correct way. You know what I'm talking about? Now, we ain't gonna jump out of character and grab a nigga around his motherfucking neck about coming over here kicking my kid. We ain't gonna do that. We gonna sit there and try to handle everything politically correct. You know what I'm talking about? They ain't gonna be sitting there the whole time bluffing, talking about they so mad right now, what they could do. But they ain't do nothing but call the police. You know what I'm talking about? And if the police don't hurry up and get there, they might do something. All that shit right there. Sucker surveillance. You feel what I'm saying? And we just got all that shit right there. Sucker surveillance. They got you niggas in damn near Saguni State, bruh. I ain't lying to you. I ain't lying to you. And y'all think I just be coming up here making jokes and fun about that. I ain't, bruh. Niggas is really turning into the bitch. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas is really around this motherfucker morphing into Diana Ross. You know what I'm talking about? Morphing into Diana Ross looking for the Supremes. You know what I'm talking about, nigga? On some real shit. And that's what we getting, bruh. Because we getting a nigga that's the equivalent of a bitch. Because the sucker supervision, it ain't got you niggas tapped in to that conversation side of you know what I'm talking about? It ain't got you niggas tapped into your feelings. So niggas run around this motherfucker all day, and I mean all day, with the feelings of the bitch. And all day a nigga is trying to tell you damn near his lifehood trauma. And it always got something to do with a bitch, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? When you get to talking to these sucker supervision, I mean not supervision, sucker surveillance ass niggas, these niggas be hurt from junior high and high school and shit. Used to get teased. Niggas was nerds, bruh. And a lot of that shit be fucking with them. You get what I'm saying? So now they got their chance, they be putting it on hella thick. And y'all don't get that. But you see so many of these niggas walking around just like a bitch, bruh, trying to explain to a panel of other niggas and some bitches and shit how they was deeply hurt. That shit just don't make no sense. Bruh got niggas sounding like a hoe. I ain't bullshitting with you. Sucker supervision. I mean, sucker, I might change it to sucker supervision. It's sucker surveillance, bruh. And once again, with sucker surveillance comes sucker scrutiny. So every time you do some, I ain't gonna even say real shit, but every time you stand on your playbook, bruh, the sucker surveillance gonna come with the sucker scrutiny. Just like the nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Just like this nigga. Nigga, a player can't even fuck with a bitch no more. The sucker surveillance is gonna come get on you and tell you what you should have did, and you had a good woman and all that. You know what I'm talking about? Because the sucker surveillance running around here, just like the rest of these goofy motherfuckers, and they just run with the next motherfucker talking points. So you know how that shit is out here now. High value, marriage, modern woman, black bitch, single mom. You know how all them words get out here now, bruh. So the sucker surveillance, they do their best to push that agenda right there, folks. They do. So now you got niggas, they just, man, they morphed into the bitch, bruh. You got niggas running around here like, saying shit like I'm looking for my wife. Like how bitches used to be saying that shit. Like I'm looking for a husband. Now you got niggas running around this motherfucker talking about they looking for their wife and wife material and all that old shit right there, bro. Just repeating other people's talking points. You get what I'm saying? But this is what niggas are sounding like. It ain't no more just being a man, nigga. Just waking up and going to hit this motherfucking world, nigga, and see what you could dig about the ground before the day over. It ain't no more of that shit, bruh. It's all that diva sensitive ass shit, you know what I'm talking about? This dressing room is mine face having ass niggas, you know what I'm talking about? Security, it's too many people in my dressing room, you know what I'm talking about? I requested it, you know what I'm talking about? And all that diva ass shit right there. And niggas just don't do nigga shit no more. Niggas sitting around trying to explain their feelings like the bitch and what hurt them and all that old shit, bruh. Like that's just some, like, man, I don't know. I'm saying, what do you get out of that, folks? Because the motherfuckers I see do that shit in real life, bruh, it's just like a bitch. They tell the same story, bruh. So whatever hurt them, bruh, they running around here for years still telling that story like the bitch. You get what I'm saying? Sucker surveillance, folks. And where there's sucker surveillance, there's gonna come sucker scrutiny. Like I said, bro, you the one that didn't tell. Now the suckers is on you for that. Talking about how stupid you was and just like a Pookie and Ray Ray and you must like Jill and this is what I'm trying to say on the sucker surveillance shit, bro. They forced that shit on y'all. You get what I'm saying? Cause y'all sitting here listening to a motherfucker who ain't just never been in no trouble, let alone gonna take a risk. You get what I'm saying? But these the motherfuckers, y'all connected to some people that don't even understand y'all pain, bruh. These niggas is nerds. Like they understand draws getting pulled up in their ass and shit. They understand getting talked about at lunchtime and shit. You feel what I'm saying? So this is the way they view life. So that's why they nicknamed the niggas Pookies and Ray Rays. Cause them the niggas that they identified with that was bullying them and shit when they was little, bruh. So it's like the nerds, the sucker surveillance shit. It's like now they back to play a trick on the cool kids. You know what I'm talking about? They gave you niggas all these labels and I guess shaming you in public, worldly or whatever, bro. This shit just don't make no sense. Sucker surveillance shit. Yeah, sucker surveillance shit, bro. You just got a bunch of suckers watching. It's just like just anything in the real world, bro. They come force the shit on you. Just like right now, bro, I could just be sitting in my motherfucking ride enjoying the view, man. You know what I'm talking about? But guess what's gonna happen? I can't even sit in my car because somebody is gonna identify me, then come over here and invade my space. And ask me some old dumbass questions, some nosy ass shit that ain't got nothing, you know what I'm talking about? That ain't none of your motherfucking business. Sucker surveillance. It's like they done taught the suckers how to peep the real niggas and come get in their business. You feel me? Sucker surveillance. And they try to strip you of your first manual that you got. You feel what I'm saying? And they try to reprogram you with the sucker surveillance manual. And that's what they did, bruh. I ain't lying to you. That's exactly what they did, and they still doing it. And they still doing it, bruh. How you think they got grown-ups, bruh? I ain't talking about little nephew and niecey poo and them. I'm talking about they got grown-ups, bruh. Talking about kids. They got motherfuckers 60 years old, damn near 70 years old, older than my daddy. Talking about Chris Brown and Rihanna. Sucker surveillance, folks. I'm talking about they got grown-ups, bruh. People that should know way better, bruh. You get what I'm saying? They got them people, bruh, on the sucker surveillance shit. And once again, with sucker surveillance comes sucker scrutiny. So now it's gonna be about what everybody else shouldn't have did or what they should have did. You know what I'm talking about? You done wedged your way inside somebody else's business with the best advice for them. You get what I'm saying? Because this what they should have did. I told you, bro, we playing the art of storytelling right now. Everybody just come, I'm telling you, it's like them, bro, everybody one of them niggas in jail. They got all them candy cougars and shit, all them dope houses and all that shit. He ain't got one picture, don't use the phone. Not that that means anything, but you get where I'm going with it. And you just got a bunch of them, bro. I ain't bullshitting with you. I ain't sucker surveillance, folks. And if you sticking to the code, bro, and you just following your first playbook, you holding on to the first manual that you got, they gonna make it seem like that right there is Boosie. They gonna say some shit like, oh man, it's 2024. They gonna try to make it seem like the way you rock is Boosie. Like your playbook is outdated. They gonna tell you what nobody do no more. Sucker surveillance. Then they gonna tell you what everybody does. Sucker surveillance, folks. Don't fall for it. Don't let a nigga talk you up out your solidness. You feel me? Don't let a nigga brainwash you up out your character, folks. Cause they'll just come force that shit on you, folks. I ain't bullshitting. Yeah, they'll try to come force the sucker surveillance on you. And you can't do nothing solid no more. Cause everything you do solid is gonna be stupid, or it don't make no sense, or you gonna be trying to stick to some outdated street code. No, I ain't never got that. Nigga, it ain't never like, I mean, it's a code in the street, but that ain't what niggas be sticking to, bruh. Niggas ain't be sticking to no street code. A nigga be sticking to they self code, nigga. You feel me? That shit ain't got nothing trying to be loyal to the streets or nothing, bruh. That shit is about standing on what you believe in, bruh. And that's how you know a lot of motherfuckers don't believe in nothing. You know what I'm talking about? So they always try to come with they always try to give you a reason to do some fuck shit. Tell you how the streets not loyal, the streets don't love nobody, and they ain't never did, bruh. That shit been around forever, bruh. The streets ain't never loved nobody. That shit always been a facade. That shit was always fake, bruh. But it was real. It was realer than this computer. I can tell you that. This computer was fake in the facade. You feel what I'm saying? Even then, like, you was just looking at all the glamour, all the drop cougars and shit, all the gold ones. You know what I'm talking about? Daytonas. You know what I'm talking about? You was looking at all that shit, which was capable to get. You get what I'm saying? But you wasn't looking at all the mishaps and shit. You wouldn't you was thinking like this shit was gonna be like the movies. You know what I'm talking about? Like, we gonna go to jail now, then you gonna find out it's not like that. You gonna find out motherfuckers steal, motherfuckers not, all that shit, bruh. But that has nothing to do with the code you have for yourself. And that's what you really don't get as people. That's how I know hella y'all Boosie. Sucker surveillance. This might be a long video. Because y'all don't get into that part right there. Because once you tapped in with yourself and you know who you is, bruh, it's shit that you will do and it's shit that you won't do. And that don't have nothing to do with your loyalty to nobody else and none of that shit, bruh. That shit has to do with the code you have within yourself. But the average nerd motherfucker can't even fathom going to county jail, nigga, for a walkthrough. All they know is jail and all the old ghost stories you hear niggas telling this shit about the slammer. So they can't even fathom even going to jail, bruh. So of course they gonna say, man, I'm telling, and they gonna, you know what I'm talking about? Of course they gonna do that. Of course. That ain't for you to do though. I can't say what's for you to do, bruh. I'm just gonna say because they act like they trying to get away from this shit right here, bruh. Because they really telling you nigga just to go out here and get involved in anything, bruh. You get what I'm saying? And if you get caught, you just tell. And that ain't no good game, bruh. You shouldn't be nowhere around no shit where you even gonna get in trouble, bruh. You shouldn't. If you ain't ready for them consequences. And that's what they cutting out now. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's what they cutting out now. They cutting out you taking your own case. Like how I used to go back in the day. It's your gun, you speak up for your shit. You don't let your people go down for that shit. You know what I'm talking about? You don't. You just don't sit there and act like you don't know who rock stars are. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out AF. Man, that nigga would get a whole house arrested about one rock he done dropped on the floor. I ain't bullshitting with you. I ain't bullshitting with you. That nigga gonna take that one to the box and say it wasn't his. I ain't bullshitting with you. But yeah, man, shit don't go like that. Or it ain't supposed to go like that. But now that's just how they got it. He in the motorcycle gang. You feel me? But ain't nobody else with him, it's just him. You know what I'm talking about? That's what you call representing. When you just rock around this motherfucker solo with your bike vest on. You know what I'm talking about? Solo dolo. But yeah, man, on the Sucka surveillance Saturday. And I'm finna get up out of here, folks. But that's what this society has come to. Sucka surveillance. And once again, say it with me. With Sucka surveillance comes sucker scrutiny. And once you understand that, bro, you won't even worry about the sucker scrutiny. You'll understand what it is. You wouldn't even give a fuck. Like, see where they fucked up with this? They put everybody on the same level. You know what I'm talking about? So now anybody could just talk to anybody. You get what I'm saying? You could just go tap in on Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, and give your opinion. You know what I'm talking about? They kind of made everybody level. Because you could just tell your opinion to anybody the way you feel. And what you don't get, bruh, a lot of the motherfuckers, most of the motherfuckers that be having the opinions on you, not even qualified to have an opinion on you. You know what I'm talking about? They not. But they made it a way for you, like, for you to listen to everybody. You know what I'm talking about? And that be the cold part right there. Like, you don't even have to listen to that shit, bruh. Do you realize you have to, like, especially now, do you realize you have to read somebody's comment to listen to them? And that's how you give nobody's too much of your time. For real. That's how you give nobody's too much of your time. Bro, you gotta sit there and actually pay attention to that shit for it to mean something to you, bro. You feel me? On some real shit. On some real shit, bro. You ain't even gotta listen to that shit, bro. You don't. Cause I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10 on this sucker surveillance, bro, you'll realize them people not even qualified to have no opinion on about nothing you doing, folks. About nothing you doing, bro. See, cause it's sucker surveillance. You know what I'm talking about? And that's what the suckers do. Suckers sit around and they just watch other motherfuckers all day, bruh. It's almost like a DA and a lawyer. See, the suckers, they sit around watching shit all day to build their defense, getting their argument points down and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Getting they trolling up, they powered up, they over there charged into the wall. Sucker surveillance. And they come to the real to spread that shit. And one more time, because I'm finna get up out of here. This video longer than I wanted it to be. I got to go! You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, sucker surveillance, bruh. And with sucker surveillance comes sucker scrutiny. So they just watch everything and they put a different spin on it. You know what I'm talking about? They put the sucker spin on it. You feel what I'm saying? They got niggas running around here. I don't know what the fuck they doing, bruh. But they got the niggas running around here, bruh, just sensitive to the max. Niggas trying to tell all day, bruh. In this society right here, bruh. Niggas sit around all day trying to explain where they hurt at. You get what I'm saying? Explain what ain't right. Explain what they want, just like a little ass kid. Like you asking your mama for a Cabbage Patch doll, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? But they got you the one with hair, and all you wanted was the bald headed one. You know what I'm talking about? And you keep explaining to them how much the bald head one would mean to you, so much to you. Niggas act like all that crying and all that shit, like somebody finna bring you the perfect bitch or nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Cause they got you niggas running around here with a wish list too. And all you looking for. I got you niggas running around here using words that's been around forever you ain't never used. You know what I'm talking about? And you niggas sitting around here trying to tell the bitches after all them motherfucking years of pain the black bitch done been through, and y'all trying to sit around and talk about what y'all saying now, you gotta have emotional intelligence and all that. And all y'all asking to do is y'all asking the bitch to be quiet so she can listen to you cry. That's all y'all asking the bitch to do. Listen. And when the bitch listening, bro, you ain't even got nothing to tell the bitch. Like, you know what I'm talking about? When the bitch listening, when her ears open, bro, at that point, that's the time for you to tell the bitch what to do. You know what I'm talking about? At that point, that's when you supposed to run the when the bitch listening. At that point is when you supposed to run your game down and tell the bitch exactly what you gonna need her to do. But y'all don't do that, bro. Sucker surveillance. You want the bitch to be quiet so you can cry to the bitch. So you can tell the bitch everything you don't like. You ain't told the bitch nothing to do. You steadily complaining about the bitch talk too much. She don't understand you. She don't understand how you feel and all that shit right there. You ain't even got nothing for the bitch to do. What you got for the bitch to do is listen to you cry and complain. Nigga, something straight out of comic book. You know what I'm talking about? The moment that bitch was listening, because there ain't no telling how long the bitch was gonna listen for. You was supposed to tell that bitch a million years worth of shit right there when you had her attention. Bitch, I'm gonna need you to go to the store. I need you to go get this from over there, right there. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna need you to meet me at the bank at 4 o'clock tomorrow. You know what I'm talking about? You was supposed to run a million years worth of shit that you had for the bitch to do. I ain't bullshitting with you, man. I ain't bullshitting with you. But sucker surveillance, man. You know what I'm talking about? It's out here, bruh. And once again, with sucker surveillance comes sucker scrutiny. So just know that shit out here. Watch yourself, man, and you don't get caught up in that shit. You don't get caught up letting that shit affect you. You know what I'm talking about? The sucker scrutiny and all that shit. About what a pack of suckers think or feel or saying. Don't never let that shit affect you, bruh. You just need to wake up, look around you, and realize, bro, like that shit ain't even for real. You get what I'm saying? That shit ain't even for real. When you be out here in this wind like this, man, you know what I'm talking about? You'll realize what's what. You feel me? That's what's real. But yeah, man. And I'm finna get on up out of here because I've been supposed to go. I'm finna wait for these people anyway. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, I'm finna get on up out of here, continue my day. You feel me? But yeah, don't fall to that shit, bruh. And all that shit is the invisible pressure I was talking about. Man, don't fall to that shit. Don't, bruh. Yeah, don't. Cause it ain't nothing out here, bruh, but a bunch of suckers. You know what I'm talking about? And if it was up to these niggas, you'd just be walking around, you know what I'm talking about, telling the world about your trauma like a bitch. You get what I'm saying? You'll just be walking around this motherfucker complaining and trying to get somebody to understand what you went through. You know what I'm talking about? And how it made you feel. And they'll just have you nigga walking around like the bitch when she be doing that shit, bruh. And you'll be walking around, nigga, that's just gonna become your whole story. You know what I'm talking about? The way you feel and where you was hurt at, nigga. That story that you keep running around telling, bruh, that's gonna become your purpose in life. You know what I'm talking about? Is to run around and tell people how you feel and where you was hurt at. You know what I'm talking about? But what do I know? Only you could prevent forest fires, man, and without them right there, if you don't remember nothing else, always remember, it don't cost nothing just to show a little bit of that love.